Place of recognition of me, myself and I. 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 Be myself and I. Myself and I. Myself and I. Myself and I. Be myself and be myself and my dreams in life. Yes, I have. I've got questions. Yes, I have. Trying to make sense of my life, looking through the lenses of my past. I have learned. Yes, I have. Now I have answers. Yes, I have. Looking in the mirror at myself, and I'm like you what I see, but it's been a journey to get here. It's been a journey to get here. Looking in the mirror at myself, and I'm loving what I see, but it's been a journey to get here. It's been a journey to get here. To the place of recognition of me, myself and I. 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 Be myself and I. Myself and I. Myself and I. Myself and questions. Yes, I have. Tried to make sense of my life, looking through the lenses of my past. I have learned. Yes, I have. Now I have answers. Looking in the mirror at myself, and I'm like you what I see, but it's been a journey to get here. It's been a journey to get here. Looking in the mirror at myself, and I'm loving what I see, but it's been a journey to get here. It's been a journey to get here. To the place of recognition of me, myself and I. 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 Be myself and I. Myself and I. Myself and I. Myself and I. Be myself and I. Be myself and I. My dreams in life. Yes, I have. Tried to make sense of my life, looking through the lenses of my past. I have learned. Yes, I have. Now I have answers. Looking in the mirror at myself, and I'm like you what I see, but it's been a journey to get here. It's been a journey to get here. Looking in the mirror at myself, and I'm loving what I see, but it's been a journey to get here. It's been a journey to get here. To the place of recognition of me, myself and I. 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 Be myself and myself and I. Myself and I. Myself and I. Be myself and be myself and I. My dreams in life. I have questions. Yes, I have. Tried to make sense of my life, looking through the lenses of my past. I have learned. Yes, I have. Now I have answers. Yes, I have. Looking in the mirror at myself, and I'm liking what I see, but it's been a journey to get here. It's been a journey to get here. Looking in the mirror at myself, and I'm loving what I see, but it's been a journey to get here. It's been a journey to get here. To the place of recognition of me, myself, and I. Never see the never see the never myself and I. Never see myself and I. Never see the never see myself and I. Never see myself and never see myself and I.
Good morning, Shaw.
Trying to make sense of my life, looking through the lenses of my past. I have learned, yes I have. Now I have answers. Looking in the mirror at myself, and I'm liking what I see, but it's been a journey to get here. It's been a journey to get here. Looking in the mirror at myself, and I'm loving what I see, but it's been a journey to get here. It's been a journey to get here. To the place of recognition of me, myself and I. Myself and I. Myself and I. Myself and I. I see myself and I. Myself and I. Myself and
Good morning, good morning, good morning. We have reached to Friday. It is Friday. It is a wonderful day to be alive on a Friday. I don't know how you're feeling about it, but I feel like Friday's okay. You know, like this is a good thing that we have hit Friday, and we're going to get 2 days off. Well, some of us are going to get 2 days off. I still have tonight that I'm going to be doing again another class with my folks out in Asia Pac, which will be cool. And I've just come off one, and I am so grateful that I was able to get through that and able to see now. What did we have? We had 24 people become certified product owners who are now going to be able to take their career to another level. I'm grateful I was part of that process, and that they've learned techniques that are going to equip them to change their lives and to change their pocketbooks. That's always a wonderful thing, always a fabulous thing. So that was one of the things I can be grateful for today. And I'm grateful that although I haven't slept, I'm still awake, I'm still alive, and everything's still working, and the brain is still functioning, and I can recall things at will. So I'm grateful my brain is working with me this morning. This is a good thing. And today, you noticed I started out with saying affirmations because today's show is all about Agile affirmations. Yes, I've actually put together some Agile affirmations, guys. So when you think about what I kind of tend to do for a living, right? I'm in this Agile space. This is a space that I'm in. It's the space that feeds my family, gives me my lifestyle, and helps me to live my dreams. This space, it's been a really fabulous space for me. And it's a space I get to interact with people of all cultures from all over the world. It has caused me to travel all over the world. So I am grateful for all the opportunities that Agile has opened up in my life over these past, 12, 13 years. In fact, it may be actually a bit longer than that than I've been doing it. But in this time span, I've met some amazing people who align with me on these sets of values. And these sets of values, when it comes to Agile, are that individuals and interactions are so much more valuable than just processes and tools. They've aligned with me on the concept that working functional stuff, your services, making sure that they work is way more valuable than just writing documentations or putting out videos about something and hyping it up. And then when people experience it, it's not the same. I'm so grateful for that. And I love our third value that we all live from as Agilists, that customer collaboration is way more valuable than contract negotiation. And if you think, if you're in corporate, how many hours sometimes you can spend building contracts, negotiating contracts, instead of focusing on building real relationships and connections with customers to make a difference. Because when you relate with somebody, then it makes a conversation go so much smoother. Why? Because people like to relate. People like to talk. Even introverts like to relate. They just like to do it in smaller pockets. But they still want to relate. They still want to know that you treasure them more than you treasure their signature on a document. Because nobody wants to feel like they're a statistic. Everybody wants to feel like they're individually treasured. So why not customers? Then last but not least, responding to change over following a plan. Are we saying that we're planners? Absolutely. As Agilists, we have many, many techniques with which we can plan and strategize. But we always stay open to change. Why? As long as the world keeps moving, change is current. There's always going to be something that is suddenly going to pop up from out of wherever, and we're going to have to roll with it. So we stay open to the fact that that will happen. So we don't resist it, we flow with it. And it's part of our value system. So today I'm going to go a little bit at depth and talk about different values and principles that live within our Agile manifesto that drives this industry. Because a lot of people hear this buzzword, business agility, Agile, but they don't really understand what it means. Because if you're not in our space, it hasn't necessarily become one with you. You don't get that it's principles and values that we're embracing that affects the way we think and affects what it is we do. And because it affects the way we think, our actions are very different from other people who don't know about Agile. We actually, as Agilists, look to the human. We value the human in every moment, in every room, always. Because we know without the human component, the rest just doesn't work. This is something that we've come to value. So as with every single show that I do, I say, let's enter into gratitude. And the frame I'm giving you to be grateful for today are your teams. And if you don't yet have a team, because you're just a new and upcoming entrepreneur, or you're new into an organization and you haven't met your team yet, I want you to still allow yourself today, because today are Agile Affirmations, to allow yourself to be grateful in advance for an amazing team that you're going to be part of. Celebrate in your gratitude that you're going to have a great team that appreciates you, that includes you, all of your uniqueness, and works well with you, and they connect with you, and you create great things. Be grateful for that in advance of even experiencing it. That's how gratitude works. So let's be grateful and go into our gratitude meditation. Allow yourself now to begin to think and see all the wonderful moments that you can have with teams. See yourself laughing with your teams. See yourself enjoying your teams and having fun with them. See that happening as if you are right there in that moment, having the experience right now, even though it has not yet come into your plane of existence. See it happening, experience it happening, and allow it to be so real to you that it takes over everything in your thought frame. Allow that to be so and begin to be grateful. Open up yourself to being grateful to the moment and allow it to fill you. Allow that gratitude now to begin to explode on the inside of you. Sit with that gratitude and be grateful. Be grateful for every unique team member with all their uniqueness. Be grateful for the fact that you'll hit some storming, because as you storm with other team members, it's going to help you to become closer to them. Be grateful that you're able to be open with these team members, that there's an environment that says, even though you're there and I'm here, and we're connecting on Zoom technology, we're still able to embrace the humanity of each other and make a real authentic connection. Be grateful for that and begin to see it. See the smiles on the Zoom cameras. See people letting you into their actual lives, letting you into their families, letting you into their feelings, their hopes, their dreams, their fears. See that happening and allow yourself to fully experience that. Allow yourself to fully see what that can truly be like. When you simply let go of preconceived notions. Let go of them and just be thankful. Let go of them and allow yourself to just be grateful. Sit in that gratitude. Sit in it. Become one with it. Yes, I'm grateful that I have a career that allows me to be able to meet new people. Yes, I'm grateful I have the ability to offer my talents and my gifts with others to create greatness. Yes, I'm grateful I get to innovate ideas and make them become new. Yes, I'm grateful I get to partake in groupthink. Yes, I'm grateful. Today, I appreciate my corporate environment. Yes, I'm grateful that when others aren't here, I still am. Yes, I'm grateful. I'm going to learn lessons I'm going to be able to take back to my everyday life. Yes, I'm grateful. Allow that to kind of sit with you for a second in a pause. Like just kind of allow yourself there with that pause. Isn't that such a very different way to think about corporate? Isn't that a really different way to think? Because that's not our norm, right? It's not our norm to think that way. Normally we think about it as just going to a job. Oh, I gotta go back to the job. And that tends to be the way that we look at it. But now we can see it differently. Now we can begin to realize there is so much more to it if we allow it to be more. But there's the key. We ourselves have to allow it to be more for it to be more. And if we allow it to be more and allow ourselves to be open and embrace being with different people at different times, we're going to be able to create some amazing things. So let me go straight to it. Since today is about affirmations and agile affirmations, I'm going to bring some up right away so that you guys can see them. And for all my fellow agilists out there, yes, I did it. I did. I put affirmations out there around this stuff. Now, I'm not going to share all of them today, but I'm going to share 4 of them and see. And I'm looking for your feedback. right? So I'm of course I'm expecting my Agile people to give me feedback. Here is one of them. I am grateful that my team embraces focus and simplicity in all that they do. And yes, my teams produce value add every day. Not just value, right? Not just regular value, but value add, which is like another level of value, right? There's a whole nother like realm of value that my teams are producing. So let's say that one again together. All right. Let's say that one together. Yes. And it's on the screen. It's on the screen so you guys can see it. So, yes, I am grateful that my team embraces focus and simplicity in all that they do. And yes, my teams produce value add every day. Can you imagine a team that is constantly producing value add, like constantly? Isn't that amazing to be with a team like that? That is focused so your team doesn't get distracted. So instead of talking about, oh, this team, I don't know what I'm going to do with this team. Instead of thinking all of those things, how about starting to think about the way you'd like your team to be? How about, as we would say in NLP, what could your team be like instead? How about thinking that thought and then putting that thought to words and saying those words? So now when you're talking about your teams, you're talking about your teams in a positive way. You're giving your team kudos before your teams even hit the kudos. And your team starts to hear that this is how you're talking about them. What does that do to your team's motivation? What does that do to your team's self-confidence? Can you imagine now what teams would be like in organizations if they heard that their leaders were saying great things about them like this all the time, instead of what teams normally hear leaders are saying about them? Imagine what would be invoked in the environment of an organization where leaders are looking to uplift their teams, not just gouge their teams for their talents, but looking to respect those talents. Wow. Yes. Can you imagine that? Could you really imagine what that would be like? Sit with that for a moment. That'd be awesome, right? Wouldn't that be awesome? Wouldn't that be a company you would want to work for? Wouldn't that be a company other people are telling other people to come work for? A company that is truly appreciating and saying their appreciation in advance? Wow. That's something. Okay, now let me give you another one. Because like I said, I got four. That's just one. Let me give you the other one that I've got. Here's the other one. And again, I'm hitting this time from a leadership approach because I got to start with leaders first. We can't expect great teams if we don't have great leadership. I've got to put that out there. Leaders, I got to hit you with that. We have to set the example. And we as leaders have to keep growing and evolving and understanding where our weaknesses are. Reach out for coaching. Get yourself an executive coach to help you really be the leader you want to be and begin to speak the leadership style that you want. Begin to speak that openness. Begin to speak letting go of biases. Begin to speak embracing everybody as if they're your family and not seeing a distance as in they're your workers. No, they're your team. And without a team, you don't get any output. So the team is vitally important. When you look at sport teams, people who play sports together tend to get really close. They spend social time together. They go to each other's homes. They open up to each other because as a team, they win. And the closer the connection off field, the better the performance on field. So it's important to set up time outside of the normal construct of work to allow your teams to connect with each other. Because if as teams you are connecting with each other, as teams you can play hard and win together. Sports shows us that all the time. We love to watch sports. We spend hours watching sports. We host sport parties. But how often do we take the lessons and those gems that are on those sports field back into our corporate environments to allow us to be better leaders? It's a thought. It's a thought. And a thought we might want to bring a little closer. And maybe it's a thought worthwhile crafting an affirmation around. So here's another affirmation for you from a leadership standpoint. Now, this one's a little bit big. Yes, I am valued. Yes, I am seen. Yes, today I am grateful that my team, my organization, and my leadership demonstrate that my individuality is valued daily with every interaction we have. Let me say it again. Yes, I am valued. Yes, I am seen. Yes, today I am grateful that my team, my organization, and my leadership demonstrate that my individuality is valued daily with every interaction we have. Now, let's think about the kinds of interactions that we do have, right? Email interactions, call interactions. Yeah, those are interactions, right? Zoom interactions. All of those are interactions. So we're saying in each interaction, making it an intention now with each interaction to have the person you're interacting with feel valued. Now that's something, right? That's not just having an intention, that's having an action to make that intention become real, because intentions and expectations are invisible to the people around you. Only you know what your intention and actions are. Nobody else has a clue if you don't communicate it or demonstrate it. So if this is what we want to have become real, then this is what we've got to work with. This is what we've got to start saying. This is what we've got to start thinking. Here's a leadership one. Yes, I am grateful that my teams are value focused. Yes, each team within my organization fosters care and kindness to each other. Yes, I am grateful all my leaders grow and evolve inclusive patterns. Let me say that again. Yes, I am grateful that my teams are value focused. So this is something I would say as a leader. Yes, each team within my organization fosters care and kindness to each other. Yes, I am grateful all my leaders grow and evolve inclusive patterns. Now, a leader who is serious about their organization becoming truly diverse and welcoming to the whole entire spectrum that exists in diversity would be embracing an affirmation like this. And this affirmation is pulling from the concepts of the principles around teaming, the principle about creating a motivated environment, the principle around having business and developers work together every day. So bring about equality among roles. So no role is higher than another role. They just have different accountabilities, but yet still being part of a team. Here is a saying by a great sports person. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar says this: what separates the good players from a great player is that a great player is willing to give up their own personal achievement for the achievement of the group. What does that mean? It means I don't come in toting my senior executive flag at you. I don't come in toting my title at you. I put that away. Yes, I've achieved it. Yes, I've arrived at that place. But that's not important to this moment. What's important to this moment is the achievement of the team. It's the team believing that they can so that they will. Let me say that again. It's the team believing that they can so that they will. That's what I do as a leader. That's what I foster in the environment. I don't foster my own glory. I foster raising people, mentoring people to become the best leaders that they can be, so that they too will repeat the same cycle of putting away their achievements and instead reaching to bring other people up to where they're at. That's what we talk about when we're talking about leadership. That's when we're talking about leading every single day from behind versus leading from in front. See, if I'm behind, I can support your client. If I'm in front, I'm always going to be looking down. But if I don't want to be looking down at you, I want to be supporting you, I'm going to take a step behind, pull myself back, and push you up front. That's what leaders do, because leaders are about developing people. They're not just about a title. Now, let's go a little step further to one more. This is what I would love for each employee in every organization around the world to experience. Today, I am grateful that I am part of an organization that creates a healthy working environment for me each and every day. Today, I am grateful that I am part of an organization that creates a healthy working environment for me each and every day. So going to work doesn't stress me out, and I don't take that stress back home. Going to work has a healthy environment to it. So mentally at work, I'm not being pulled to pieces. Instead, I'm being enabled and I'm being grown and I'm evolving. If I'm in a work environment that's evolving me, that's making me feel included, that's making me feel that my uniqueness is special, that makes me feel that I'm respected, how will I, as an employee, respond to that? I'll respond with openness. I'll respond with my creativity. I'll respond by letting you know things that you didn't know. I'll respond by taking risks because I feel like I'm part of the team. So I'm willing to put skin in the game too to make great things happen, because I'm in an environment that creates a healthy environment for me each and every day. Now, there's some of you that'll probably disagree with me about this stuff and be like, work is not about a healthy environment. Work is about work. Well, you don't get any work if you don't have people there to do it. How about that? If there aren't people there, you won't get work. So wouldn't it be a good idea, possibly, just possibly, right, to consider taking care of the worker bee? Because the better care they're given, the more honey they'll create. And the honey is what you sell for return on investment. You see, taking care of people just makes good financial sense. Having diverse environments just makes good financial sense. The more diverse an environment, the more productive the environment. There's data out there that proves it. So coming down from the high crystal towers of executive suites everywhere, I invite you to come down and foster care. I invite you to come down and start affirming your staff, sending emails, sending out little videos to let them know that you are noticing their hard work and that you're grateful for it. Yes, you're grateful for it. Yes, you're grateful for it. Yes, see, Yes, you may be paying people a salary, but you're grateful for what they're bringing. Because in many cases, we are never paying people what they're truly worth and what their talent really is. When you look at what it is we're able to do with what they produce, it's never really equal. But what people want to feel is respected and feel like you're treating them fairly. Well, if I can't give you a pay rise this year, I can show you appreciation and I can show you gratitude and I can allow your humanity to be beautiful to me. That's what I can do. And all that costs me is time and intention. It's asking me to be kind and to see you just the way I see myself. To recognize when I'm looking at you that your humanity is beautiful too. Just like my humanity is beautiful, your humanity is beautiful. And because your humanity is beautiful and my humanity is beautiful, our humanity is beautiful. So now I have an organization as a leader full of beautiful human beings who are being treated with fairness, who are being treated with kindness and respect. Oh, yes, it's possible. And all it's going to take is time. So, I put up the pink thing. So it is time to tweet, people. It's that time to tweet. It's time to tweet. Our humanity is beautiful. Your humanity is beautiful. And my humanity is beautiful. So hashtag our humanity is beautiful. Please tweet, tweet, tweet it, tweet it, tweet it, tweet it everywhere. So people get this. Tweet away, tweet away, tweet away. Now, I'm going to share another thing about teamwork. In teamwork, silence isn't golden, it's deadly. It's important that as we're going through the storms in organizations, right, that storming period, right before we get to the high performing, that we address the things that are happening. That we take courage and we address things and we address them and we talk about them. We talk about them with respect. That we don't pretend they're not there. We don't ignore them and act like they don't exist, because they do exist and they are there. And it's up to us to deal with them so that the work environment becomes a healthy place, a place where people can be included, a place where people want to come to. So people want to log in. So yes, people are working from home, but you don't want people delaying to the absolute second to log in because they're like, oh God, yeah, I gotta. You don't want that. You want people excited to log on and see their teammates, excited to be part of the team. That's what you want to see. That's what you want to be experiencing. So as we're coming to a close of the show, and yes, I've challenged you. I want us to understand we're all a team in the workplace. From the executive suite down to the janitor. We're all a team with different accountabilities. But together we make the dream of organizational profit possible. Doesn't happen without the humans. So I'm going to put up again this particular affirmation. Yes, I am grateful that my teams are value focused. Yes, each team within my organization fosters care and kindness to each other. Yes, I am grateful all my leaders grow and evolve inclusive patterns. Yes, I am grateful for it. And I'm going to share one more, which is a special. And I will put that one out on LinkedIn. So leaders everywhere, you can grab it. And you don't even have to tell anybody that you're grabbing it. They don't need to know. It can just be a private thing that you grab it and you utilize it. And it be part of your day setup, right? As you're doing your other habits to be successful, you add this little affirmation to the pack. And I'm going to say it to you. Here's the affirmation. Yes, I am grateful that my teams are value focused. Yes, each team within my organization fosters care and kindness to each other. Today, I am grateful that I celebrate all my teams every day with respect and openness. Yes, each member of my team is a beautiful human who creates high class, innovative products every sprint. Let me say that again. Yes, I am grateful that my teams are value focused. Yes, each team within my organization fosters care and kindness to each other. Yes, I am grateful all my leaders grow and evolve inclusive patterns and environments within their verticals. Yes, today I am grateful that I celebrate all my teams every day with respect and openness. And yes, each member of my team is a beautiful human who creates high class, innovative products every sprint. Yes. Those are the kinds of things we want to be saying about our teams. Those are the kind of thoughts we want to be thinking about our teams. We want to be thinking thoughts like that every day so that we have an environment that fosters teams that begin to manifest that way. Motivation is one thing, but often it can become like a drug. But if you can inspire yourself and others, inspiration is like the engine that keeps the car going, even up those steep hills of steep times. It's possible to have environments that foster care. It's possible to actually view every person in your organization as a beautiful human, but it takes choice. So I want to invite you, every leader everywhere in every corporate organization, I want to give you a special invitation today to take the pause. Yes, take the Lizzy pause. Pause, 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 and consider what could you do to make your working environment a working environment where people are they're clamoring to be part of. What could you do today to allow that to be the working environment of tomorrow? And I don't want you to think that you can't, because I'm here, we are here together to keep each other inspired to think beyond what we're currently seeing. And if we do that, then we realize we have a yes, I can. Yes, I can do this. Yes, I can make this happen. Yes, I can be this. Yes, I can change. Yes, I can evolve. Yes, I can embrace all people. Yes, I can give everybody respect. We bring the yes, I can if we allow ourselves to take the pause where we take that time to truly inspect and allow ourselves to be able to adapt. Focus, openness, respect, commitment, and courage are values that we can embrace. Values that we can embrace to make the world different. But the world starts in the world that we exist in our teams, in our corporations. So if we allow ourselves to be transparent first, so when we're in the pause, we're transparent first to ourselves. We step back and we inspect our attitudes, our motivations, our drives, our intentions, and then we make adaptations to make them more valuable, to make them more inclusive, to make them more caring, to make them more kind. We end up framing an organization, framing teams with hope, and we end up having happy teams. And happy teams make great products. They really, really do. So thank you all for being with me today. Thank you for indulging me with my Agile affirmations. Thank you so much, my Agile fellows, for giving me the space for this. And I'm looking for the feedback. I know there's going to be feedback, but I'm so grateful that the feedback you give me will be kind, and it will help me to evolve and grow to be a better agile leader than I am right now. Thank you all for being here with me today. Thank you, my LinkedIn people. Thank you, my Facebook people. Make sure you're following me. And, before I forget, let me make sure I tell you about Agile for Humanity. It is a virtual conference that is happening. You can get tickets to this conference February 19th. I am going to be the keynote speaker, so please give them your support. It's all about using Agile to explore humanity and celebrate BIPOC lives. So it's something that you want to support. And please make sure you tune in for Let's Continue the Conversation on the 4th of February at 1 p.m. on LinkedIn Live, where I will be talking with my colleague, Trisha. We're going to be talking about what we can do about microaggressions within the corporate space, what we can do about not constantly re-triggering trauma so that we can make the workplace a safe place. You can follow me on all social platforms at Your Agile Lady. I will respond, if not right away, eventually. Worst case scenario, 2 days. I will get back to you. So I encourage us as we go together and we're doing this thing called life. Let's do it together with connection and collaboration so we help to make the world a better place, one person at a time. Because you know what, people? We can do that. Yes, we can. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget, tweet it. Our humanity is beautiful. It is, it is, it is. And you have to believe so. Take care. See you guys on Monday.